Hi, it's good to see you again. Well, it's good for you, I hope it may be good for you to see me again. So it's Gary again with the weekly chat, just to catch up with some news and to share some views with you. It is so strange, isn't it, that we can't meet together as a church, that we are family, that we belong to each other, and yet we can't meet, we can't be in each other's company. We can't share in prayer, in singing, in fellowship, in drinking a cup of coffee together and just catching up. So, without that possibility, I'm going to just share a few thoughts with you and perhaps in some way enable some connection to take place between us. Not that I'm the be-all and end-all, or that I'm the church. Simply that I'm here to serve, to pastor, and to guide in the name of Christ. So, how are we doing? Well, Gail and I had a bit of a week's break, a week back, had a few days leave, and we spent some time in the garden, a bit of time around the home, perhaps a bicycle ride here or there, and generally just catching up with life. It seems a bit strange to say that, having been in lockdown for 2 months, but there are always those odds and ends that one has to do that you just don't seem to get around to, and been trying to pick up some of those pieces over this time. And then back at work this past week, and which has been good to establish contact again, albeit so often only through emails and reading long mails and minutes and so on. Gail and I are both well. Gail has now fully recovered from the COVID virus and has gained her full strength and energy again. And so she is feeling much, much better. She's feeling that she's got purpose and the energy to tackle things again. Has been doing quite a bit around the home in terms of some of her hobbies and interests, which fortunately for me includes some baking and a lot of cooking. And then she has been into jewellery making, which is a new interest of hers, and also has been sewing masks for COVID. So all in all, Gail has been keeping very well. I have been fairly well, and as I say, enjoyed the break, getting a bit of administration and things up to date, and now back at work. So that's it from our perspective, so to speak, from us just personally to say how we're doing. Oh yes, perhaps just to mention our family back home in South Africa are all doing fine. They are managing lockdown in their various ways, I think fairly successfully, with children at home and homeschooling and trying to meet the various demands that are placed on families at a time like this. So, yes, we look forward to when we can travel to be with them again, which at the very earliest might be December if we are lucky. And of course, we are eagerly anticipating the birth of another grandchild, an expected grandson, who is due to arrive early in July. And so our daughter-in-law is really carrying heavy at this time. Some of you ladies out there would be able to sense that experience, I'm sure. And she is so looking forward to giving birth and having this time of labour behind her. So unfortunate, we had hoped to travel home in July to be able to welcome the new baby into the clan, but that is going to have to wait with the changes to international travel, quarantines, and so on that are upon us during this time of COVID. Well, I hope that you have kept fine in this time. I hope that you have managed to stay fairly well, and I hope that you have survived mentally and emotionally in times of having been cut off from life having perhaps felt rather isolated at times, and being out of one's normal rhythm, which I think can be quite disturbing for us as human beings. I think perhaps to a large extent as well, we have struggled, and I think the psychologists have said this, we struggle when things in our lives feel out of control or where we don't feel in control. And I think there is no doubt that this experience of the COVID virus with the resultant lockdown, etc., has made us feel quite less in control of life and our destinies than we usually would. And I think that this sense of having lost some control in our lives does create some uncertainty, doubt, perhaps insecurity even, and perhaps just throws us off our rhythm, so to speak, and we might not feel fully ourselves or fully in sync with ourselves and life. So don't be surprised if that has been some of your experience at this time. So yes, just to have caught up from a personal perspective just to start.